Ag workers can often be exposed to infectious agents that can lead to illness, lost time away from work, and other economic stress. In honor of National Farm Safety and Health Week, AgriSafe is hosting a series of webinars to help keep producers protected. Duysen with the University of Nebraska Medical Center joins us now with the latest. Ellen, thank you so much for your time. So what are some of the common and emerging infectious diseases that ag workers should be aware of?
Well, thank you, and it's just delightful to be here with you today. We are always thinking about not only the seen hazards but the unseen hazards for our ag workers. And really, right now, as we're heading into fall and into harvest season, we really want to stress that there is a lot of issues with influenza, and of course, we're still battling that COVID issues, and so those are things that need to be at the top of our minds, because when you talk about economic loss, we will be out an average of 4 days with influenza, and about that long with a minor COVID infection. So we need to think about not only our sanitation, but also about how we're going to think about our vaccines and keeping our whole workforce safe. And then we also always want to remember those other infectious diseases that may be harbored right with our animals that we're working with, those zoonotic diseases. Mm-hmm. And just reminding everybody now, as we're heading into probably moving and weaning our cattle, and we may have some of our animals that may be getting infected because of the weather changes. Anytime we're handling animals, we want to be cautious with our own health, and that would include using respiratory protection and gloves.
Yeah, absolutely. We're watching the video here and watching people washing their hands. I mean, talk about simple infection prevention measures that those working in ag should do. Is it about the mask? Is it about the gloves? And what else can you recommend?
Oh, absolutely. And we know that, we can buy a box of respirators for a reasonable cost. We are really talking to a lot of our ag producers about getting reusable respirators as well, the half respirators that you can find at your local hardware store, sometimes even in the paint section. And that is economical. You're going to be able to wash that respirator and use it again. But having a box of those respirators in your truck, in your shop, and a box of disposable gloves. We don't really think about that sometimes, but keeping a box of disposable gloves for when we are touching things that we may know are contaminated, especially when we're talking about animal to human contamination. And it's amazingly inexpensive to have some hand washing stations put, especially if you're an employer. Think about having, at the very least, a bottle of disinfectant at the door, or where people are checking in the morning, and making it a habit of getting those hands clean.
Yeah, that is a good point to make. Have that there for their employees. Thank you so much, Ellen, for the information. Duysen with the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Appreciate your time.